Shepard here, the Hypnosis of Money, and this is my secret master plan that I would like to share with you, and I'd like to invite you to consider coming up with your own master plan. This is what I'm doing, and the cool thing about it is you could do something similar in a way that works for you exactly how you want it to work. All right, so this is my capital generating money transformation process, right? Back in February or March, I changed a limiting core belief I had about myself that I'm a starving artist, I'm not good with money, not good at math, and I created a whole course this past spring of 2017 called Beyond Beliefs, and I worked with 5 different people who were kind of in a weekly mastermind. And I set it up that way on purpose so that I would have to walk my talk. You know what I mean? When I teach some of this stuff, I have to demonstrate it, I have to walk it, I have to talk it, I have to live it and really step into it because people are watching, right? That's partly why I do these videos, is it holds me accountable for my own transformation at the same time that I'm teaching other people so that I can send out ripples of positive transformation into the world. That's my intention, that's my goal. And ultimately, I came to this because every time I tried to get my music out into the world, I didn't have the personality for it, the neurology for it, the skills for it. And so over the last 30, 40 years, I've done a ton of work on myself. I've tried probably 70 different ways to make money that would still give me the freedom to make my music, to record my music, to have the time, the flexibility of time, so that if a song comes in, I'll just go and record it now, you know? So, but in the past, that wasn't possible. So over the years, I've developed a very affordable lifestyle. I live within my means as much as possible. And I'm constantly studying, constantly applying new ideas. And so a couple of months ago, I cleared the belief that I'm not good with money. Got it off of my mental movie screen, and I pulled in, because in our internal world, the world of your unconscious mind, where things are is powerful, and it actually creates your perception of the world. So I moved in a belief that I'm damn good with money. I'm smart with money. I'm good with money. Money loves me. Money is attracted to me. Money wants to grow with me, right? And I have this thing called gardening theory, and like my gardens are just flourishing, right? So that mindset, all of a sudden after I changed that, I was obsessed with learning about money. I started watching documentaries on the history of money. What is money? And I'm going to do a little brief history of money for you in a future video. But today, I wanted to give you my step-by-step plan as it's been unfolding. And so here's what I did. Number 1, I changed my belief. Okay? I changed my belief. And that caused me to think differently and take different actions. So number 2, I began to learn how to spell. I began to learn, research. And I flooded my neurology with documentaries on money. And you can't watch documentaries on money without coming across this new thing called Bitcoin, cyber currency, cryptocurrency, alternative currencies, digital currencies, online currencies, whatever you want to call them. They are, for the first time pretty much since wampum, money created without governments or banks. And so that was exciting to me. I'm a rebel. I don't think like other people. I don't do what other people do. That's just the way I am. I'm an introvert. I'm kind of an outsider to our culture. I may even be somewhere on the Asperger's profile. At the very least, you could say I'm eccentric. I'm a free thinker. I'm a radical, open-minded, libertarian, possibly even an anarchist, right? So I began to learn and research about money. And Bitcoin came up, and I need to switch to a better pen. So I changed my belief. I began to learn and research. And then you want to take action, right? So I began to tithe or tax myself. Tithe to or tax myself. So I took $20 a day and I set up an automatic buy of Bitcoin on an exchange called Coinbase.com, and there will be a link under this video. If you actually go to Coinbase.com and set up your account and use my little code, if you put $100 in there, they'll give you $10 in Bitcoin and they'll give me $10 in Bitcoin, right? So this is the place to get started. And so I went to Coinbase. Coinbase is pretty much the easiest exchange to use. There are other ones, and I don't know if they're the best or not. There are other strategies, but it's the place to get in. It's the place to start, all right? And so you got to go to Coinbase, you set up an account, you verify it. There's some stuff you have to do, but if you've ever set up any kind of bank account or any kind of credit card or any kind of online thing, it's pretty easy. You can figure it out. I'm not good at explaining that kind of shit. I'm mostly the big picture guy, right? So that's what I did. So step one, change belief. Step two, begin to build skills, right? Begin to explore and expand your world based on the fact that you're now good with money, right? And if you have limiting beliefs about money, you want to check out my course, Beyond Beliefs, go to honesthypnosis.com, and there will be a link for that course as well below this video, all right? That's a good place to start if you're not ready to actually invest money, but I highly suggest $20 a day, or you can set it up $20 a week. You could set up $20 a month. Just some small thing of money that you won't miss. That was my psychology, is that I often spend $20 on things and I don't even remember what I spent it on. You know, I might spend $20 on local cheeses at the food co-op, you know, and I really may not need those local cheeses. You know, it's not about sacrifice. It's about looking at your life and going, where can I find some extra money that I won't miss if this is all bullshit and I lose it all, right? Where's some extra money that I can hopefully begin to practice with money, right? And this is beautiful because you don't need a bank, you don't need a stockbroker. You can do this yourself. And I'm all about self-actualization, self-improvement, self-learning, self-hypnosis. It's all, no one's going to do it for you, right? But this is I think after studying so many different things, and I'll maybe do a video about that at some point, this is viable. This is actually viable, and it's working now, right? I don't know if these strategies are going to work next year because the world is changing, right? This is right now. And to tithe to yourself, invest in yourself, $20 a day in some shape or form. Maybe you have to start in your bank account, and maybe you can set aside $20 a week or $20 a day. Or maybe every time you get cash, you take your cash, any singles, any change, and you just put that in a jar till you have $100, right? Whatever you do, you know, you may need to stop smoking and take the money from smoking and putting in this. You got to have some kind of a system or a process, and ultimately you need a why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to have financial freedom? What is it you're not getting in your life that you think money will buy you, right? And one step is to start giving that to yourself immediately, and the process of going, well, you know what, I can save money, right? But the thing is, I wanted a place where I couldn't spend the money, right? Where I kind of just did it every day, and it just sat there, and I could make decisions about it. And so that was step one. All right. So I'm just going to give you the overview now that I've done that kind of beginning. All right. So you want to get your dollars into Bitcoin. All right. Dollars into Bitcoin. And then you could also, at Coinbase, let's call this Coinbase, you can also put dollars into Ethereum. You can also put dollars into something called Litecoin. All right, and these are all cyber currencies, cryptocurrencies. They go up and they go down. They go up and they go down. And you want to begin to watch the charts. And I do a daily log on my YouTube channel. You can watch me just kind of checking the charts. And ultimately, this is the weakest link if I'm just trading these currencies, because it's fun, but it's a little closer to gambling than most people perhaps would like. But there's a solution. You can buy your Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin, and you can then, and I'll teach you all how to do this, you can then move it to a wallet. I'm using a wallet called Exodus because it has something in it called Shape Shifter, which you can move your currencies in and out, all these different currencies. You can exchange them. So you want to put your cryptocurrency now in a wallet. And it's very easy to do. You can just, it's a click of a button, and I'll show you all that in my trading log. But you got to get the big picture. Here's the big picture. So now all these currencies are in your wallet. And you may just be playing with Bitcoin. That's the big one. That's the main one. I'm also looking at something called Dash and something called EOS, which probably EOS will eventually replace Ethereum, and Dash may give Bitcoin a run for its money or Litecoin a run for its money. The beauty of these currencies is that they have to compete in the market. So the people are going to move towards the best currency, right? And things like speed of transactions and the ability to keep your transactions private, all these different things, and the uses of these different coins. There's also a coin called BitConnect, and there's a bunch. There's like 700 different coins at this point, right? Some of them are trash. Some of them are never going to do anything. However, this is a new world, right? Okay, so you bring your dollars, you convert it from dollars on Coinbase into Bitcoin. You bring it over here to your wallet, and then from your wallet, you can do a lot of other things. So here's what I'm doing, and let's see where I should draw this. Maybe down here. I moved some money into something called Ambis. I moved about $1,000 into Ambis. And the cool thing about Ambis is it has hourly compounded interest, right? So I have about $1,000 worth of Bitcoin in Ambis. So you take your Bitcoin and through the exchange, zoop, you move it to this platform, okay? And you can adjust it to compound 100% of the interest. So everything they give you, you put right back into the principal. That's what I'm doing for the next 100 days. I've given myself a challenge. And I want to see what I can do with $1,000. If I can scrape up another 1,000, I'm going to put 2,000 in there. I figured out that if I put $2,000 in Ambis for 100 days, I will make $66,000 and change in profit, in interest, okay? That's shit that you got to pay attention to. And if you lose $1,000, okay, that would suck. But the possibility that you could actually turn that $1,000 into $66,000, I think is pretty amazing. And the cool thing about Ambis is after 24 hours, you can actually get your money back. There is a early withdrawal charge of 7% of your principal. So you can do it, but if it starts looking like it's not going to work, you know, you can pull it out. But the cool thing about Ambis is every hour I go and I check my balance and it's gone up, right? That's cool. That's addicting, right? And in psychology and hypnosis, we talk about behaviors that are self-reinforcing, right? This is a self-reinforcing behavior. Read game theory. Your mind is wired to suck this stuff up like cereal, right? So you got to be careful. It can be a compulsion, right? So now there's some similar ones. There's one called BitConnect, which uses this BitConnect token. And the BitConnect token is approximately the 15th largest cryptocurrency, all right? So BitConnect, they compound their interest daily. If you put in a small amount, you have to tie up your money for like 299 days. But you get your principal back, right? And there's a lot of stuff on YouTube about how BitConnect is a scam or a Ponzi scheme. And a lot of that has fallen away. They have demonstrated some pretty good consistency. However, I have $100 invested here in BitConnect, and it's been a week. $100, and I've made, and they actually stopped for a little while because of the whole Bitcoin, hard fork. So essentially, in 8 days, I made $1 a day in interest on $100, right? So in 100 days, that $100 has been replaced with interest, right? And so that was a test, and I only put $100 in there. There's another, so you can put money in there, and that can grow 1% a day. So, eventually I'll have a couple $1,000s in each of these different things. So if any one of them dies, because the thing you don't know, you could go to the website tomorrow and it could not be there. They could just have taken the money and disappeared, right? However, I think BitConnect is now so well funded that charges of it being a Ponzi scheme, and maybe all of these things are Ponzi schemes. Maybe compounding interest itself is a Ponzi scheme. Maybe Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. Maybe the U.S. dollar is a Ponzi scheme. We don't know. Money is constantly changing, right? So there's BitConnect. The other piece on the map is called Control Finance, and they do a similar thing. And I think I've put $100 in there. Then we have some different kinds of things. We have something called Genesis Mining. There's another one called, I think, Hash Flag. There's a couple of them. So we'll call this cloud mining. All right, so these are some vehicles. Once you get it out of US dollars into Bitcoin, you can then move stuff around and really begin to get your money to work for you aggressively. Again, these are high risk, but they're also high reward, because I want to get my capital going, right? I want to get $66,000 so that I can begin to turn that $66,000 into $660,000 and maybe even more. Ultimately, I want to be able to record my music the way I want to do it, hire the musicians I want, be able to make videos, be able to really expand my creative work on a sound financial platform, right? So with a minimum of time, that's what I'm doing. This is my big plan, all right? So put a little tithe here, or self-tax. $20 a day, right? $10 a day, whatever you can do. Maybe it's $1 a day, right? Maybe every 30 days you take $30 and you turn it to Bitcoin. And then whatever it is, again, this is my plan. And from all of these things, you know, I'm going to reinvest and take profits. At some point, you want to start taking money out, right? And the money that I would take out, I would then put into my music, which is my long-term strategy. Right now, no one's heard of me musically. No one cares. But at some point, people are going to want my music, right? And maybe films will want to use my music, or you know, enough people will begin to discover that my music is great for them, and my sound healing hypnosis is helping them change their lives. But ultimately, I can give that shit away for free. That can be my gift to the world if I have my financial house in order, cranking along on autopilot every day. So that's the whole idea. There's more in here that I probably haven't put on. Eventually, I'd like to buy land. I'd like to build a totally energy self-sufficient house. Right? I want to record my music. I want to hire my son's video production team to make the best live concert recordings that you can imagine, so that when people find me on YouTube, they go, wow, I've never heard of this guy. This is good. Oh my God, I want more. I want more. I want more, right? But I don't have a record company funding me. And by the way, record companies don't give musicians money to record their albums. They loan musicians money to record their albums, and they take their money back first before the musician gets anything. The music business sucks, right? And I want to do my music in a way that's totally outside of the music business and go directly to people who appreciate it and who find it supportive and healing in their lives. And the only way I can do that is if I have some money coming in now to keep my stuff together, to pay my rent, to pay my bills, pay off my credit cards, boom, right? And if you're like me, you probably have some credit card debt, right? You probably have some student loans that you'd like to pay off. You may have a mortgage you want to pay off. Whatever your why is, maybe you want to actually travel around the world. Maybe you want to take, intensive workshops and seminars. Maybe you want to improve your health. Maybe you want to hire a personal trainer. So many things that you can do if you have money, right? So this is the big plan. Hopefully I've answered all of your questions. There's some other thing. Oh yeah, there's another one that actually, I'll put it up here. It's called Steamit.com. And Steamit.com, you can get paid Steam, it's a coin, a cryptocurrency, for creating content. Okay, the song I wrote last week on the rainy day variations. I made a nice little video and I put it up on Steamit, and somebody basically upvoted it, and I made $160. Okay, so that's another way, it's in Steam, but that ultimately can eventually, you can bring it into the other thing, or you can begin to grow it right on Steamit.com. Okay, what else? There's lots of different opportunities here if you have a system, right? And unfortunately, you can't just go from the US dollar, into your wallet, unless you're working with someone privately. In the US, there's so many rules and regulations, you kind of got to go through an exchange. And that's unfortunate, but that may change too. So ultimately, everything changes. In the Genesis mining, I think I've got about had $100 in there for about a week, and I just upped that last night, but it was that $100 was generating about $1 a day, right? But if you have multiple things generating $1, $2, $20, $30, da da da, that's multiple streams of income, right? And none of it's guaranteed, but you are not guaranteed that you wake up tomorrow and the stock market hasn't totally tanked and that all of the major corporations in the world haven't gone out of business, right? I mean, we don't have those guarantees. So the thing is, again, you've got to take ownership of your own money, and you've got to change your limiting beliefs about it, and then you've got to take action and to learn some skills. So I have a whole resource page on honesthypnosis.com of all the documentaries and things that I've been watching, and that's kind of an index that I'm putting together. You can also check out the blog posts there. You can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on Steamitcom. So I highly encourage you, if this has been helpful, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There are links below this video for all the stuff that I'm doing, and check in every day, because every day I'm going to be doing my daily trading log and what I'm doing every day and where I've been, and you know what my results are, just so you can see someone else doing it, because I think I want to teach you how to fish. One of my cryptocurrency guys that I like a lot says that quite frequently. Hey, I'm teaching you how to fish, right? If you want to learn how to fish, this is the place. If you want somebody else to do it for you, this is not the place, right? And ultimately, those are the kinds of people that I want to work with, people that are willing to work on themselves, willing to try something, open to new ideas, open to being flexible and resourceful, and understanding that your life is what you are creating every day with your thoughts and your actions. And sometimes our actions lead our thoughts, sometimes our thoughts lead our actions. So that's it for now. I can't think if there's anything else I want to talk about here. I think I'm good. And I always talk too long, but I enjoy it, so I'm going to do it anyway. And I appreciate your time, your attention, and your willingness to check this stuff out. Again, subscribe, like, share. Check out the affiliate links below here, step by step. But the first step is to take whatever money you can afford to lose, or money that you're not using wisely, money that you may be using to go out to dinner too many times. You know, maybe you, instead of going out to dinner twice a week, you go out to dinner once a week. Or maybe you stop going out to dinner and start making really healthy food at home for pennies, right? Maybe you take a week and stop eating meat and just eat vegetarian. Maybe you take a fast for a couple of days and take the money you would have spent on food and put that here. All right, so get started wherever you are ready to get started, and stay tuned. There's plenty more coming. I love you guys, and I appreciate your time, attention, and your willingness to transform your life, because ultimately that's all we have is our life force and the time we have on earth, and nobody knows how much time we have. So let's start using time. Let's compound interest hourly. So right now I'm really excited by Ambis, and the others I'm not that excited by, but I'm going to continue to be disciplined and put a couple $100 in some of these other things. There are several others, but they're all kind of the same thing. They're kind of they're lending platforms, I guess, cryptocurrency lending platforms. Now, you will also find YouTube videos by people who are warning you against these, right? But my thing is, you don't know till you try it. Don't take anyone else's word for it, not my word, not somebody who says do it, not somebody who says don't do it. You have to check in and see what your plan is, because, again, I'm willing to totally risk a couple $1,000 to see if I really do get $66,000 after 100 days. Because I'm a little skeptical. But again, everything I do, everything with NLP and hypnosis and energy healing and even music, is stuff that I was like, what if I tried that, right? And then I got into it and I practiced it a lot. I focused and I I just dove into it and really explored it. That's how I'm wired. And I love that more than anything else, learning something new and then immediately applying the things I've learned to see does it work? Does this person who's writing this book on how to do XYZ, does he know what he's talking about? Does it really work? I don't know till I try it. Other people, want to stay on the sidelines and watch someone else do it, and then maybe they'll get in. But in 6 months, this opportunity may not be as good, right? Things are changing so rapidly. I highly recommend that you start doing something immediately towards your financial foundation. And again, do not put your rent money in here. Do not put your mortgage money in here. Do not put your car payment in here. Only money that you can afford to lose, right? And again, you're on your own. I'm here as a mentor. You can watch what I'm doing. But please understand your financial decisions are yours and yours alone. Thanks so much, Mark Shepard. I will see you on the inside. More to come. Check in every day. Bye.